Hi, welcome back to Coffee Talk, the show where I make coffee, drink coffee, and talk about mental health. The topic today is linked to the last video, so if you haven't seen that, you can watch it or not, that's fine by me. I mentioned in the last video how making mistakes is good, how you're meant to learn from your failures, and I called them shortcomings. I think in life that's what you learn from. Every lesson you've ever learned usually came from a failure of sorts. You learn not to do a thing because it failed, or you learn to do a thing different because it didn't work out. When you succeed, you learn some things, yes, but the range at which you learn, or like the amount of things that you learn about it, is less. If all you do is succeed, then you never know where the boundary is. If all you've done is win, no matter what, you technically don't win as much. And that's honestly, like, if you wanted a short version of this video, that's literally that. Just, you're gonna learn the most with failures. So should you fail? Fuck yeah. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we have this idea that we're always aiming for perfection. I don't wanna fail. I don't wanna make mistakes. I won't attempt this thing because I think I'll fail. I'm gonna stop myself from doing this because I don't know if I'll pull it off. When in reality, the only way to ever know, first, if you can pull it off, is to do it. And second, is also the only way to know whether you can or can't, or to what extent you can pull it off, / to what extent you want to pull it off. Because sometimes when you fail, you kind of have this drive too, right? If I fail at something, I get this drive, depending on the thing. With a lot of things, I get this drive to double down. I'm like, oh shit, fuck, you know what? I wanna go really fucking hard with this. And I've actually used this quote a really long time ago in like one of my videos in 2018 or some shit. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. If you choose that you won't be able to do something before you even do it, you can't. You're right, you chose that you can't, and so you're not gonna give your all. You're gonna mess it up somehow, or you're just not gonna give all the juice you need. I used to say that to my rock climbing students a lot because, well, in rock climbing, a lot of the times there's like a move you gotta do, you know, something that feels like it's beyond your physical capabilities. And everyone will try to just hold back. Oh, I'm not gonna try it. I don't think I'll pull it off. And instead, what I would teach my students is don't think. Don't think whether you can or can't, just do. Just go for it. And actually another thing that's really useful in how I taught rock climbing for exactly that, for failure. When I taught rock climbing, I taught them how to fail. I teach them how to fall on the mat if they're doing bouldering and there's no rope. Or if there is a rope, I teach them how to take a fall, whether it's lead climbing or static rope. I would teach them how to fail because, well, that would make them more confident. You see, when you fail, or when you're afraid of failing, a lot of the times it's because, well, you don't know how failing is gonna be. There's a fear of what the failure is going to be, the experiencing of the failure. In rock climbing, there's a fear of that fall. Can it be really bad, / even if it's not bad, will it hurt? Will this happen? Will blah, 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 blah. And all it does is by doing that, by learning how to fail, and I'm talking like first session, that builds in them this trust in the mat, this trust in themselves, or this trust in their belayer, the person that's belaying. And that helps, but that only comes through failing. Failing, turns out, makes you more confident about failing itself. And then you end up trying more things because you're not so afraid of the fail. So one of the big focus you want to have, and why I think is necessary to fail in life, is because you will actually pull off much more than you think, and whether or not it works, you'll still be confident. A fail seems like a big shock to you when it's not something you allow to happen. If I never allow failure and then I fail, well, now I have these extra negative emotions towards that too. But if I welcome failure, if I take failure as a lesson, if I instantly go, hey, I failed this, okay, cool, what's the lesson? What do I have to do different? What do I have to do better? Then instantly the failure doesn't have as much power. Instead, it has the power towards you, not against you. It's a power that you get to have, that you get to use. Can you stop? Girlies, I made sure to take care of you, so you're not supposed to be on my ass right now. So this was a thing I used to teach in rock climbing, but it's a thing that's fitting for all of life. Same for, in my case, acting, let's say. A lot of people are afraid of the no. A lot of the times when you talk about, I don't know, to anyone about their career, how did you handle all the rejection? How did you handle all the no's? Well, if you give such power to the fact that someone's gonna say no to you, then it's gonna be a shock, it's gonna be heavy. If you just go, hey, I did everything I could. I gave it my all. I jumped, and if I didn't land it, then I just fell on the mat. That's it. I just gave it my all. I'm never mad, sad, or distraught about a no, a failure, whatever, because there's always a lesson. When I walk out of there, I just go, hey, what did I fail? Did I actually give it my all? Was there something that I didn't like about this? Somewhere where I didn't show up and I didn't feel real about it? And that's the main point. Staying true to yourself instead, fighting for yourself helps. There's also the pressure of like public failure, how failure is seen by others. I promise you, no one else remembers your failure as much as they remember theirs. So already there's a big point there. If you think everyone's looking at you, are you looking at everyone? Are you paying attention to everyone's failure? Are you holding that against them? No one's doing that to you. It's never about you for anyone else. It's always about themselves. And it's not from an ego place. We're just like that. You're focused on you. It's your survival from birth to death. And we're also not fucking evil creatures. Yes, there are evil humans, but overall, we actually want the best. We actually have hopes for everyone. And seeing someone fail makes you want to go, come on, get back up. In so many of the things I've done in life, that's part of the culture. In rock climbing, that's part of the culture. In skateboarding, that's part of the culture, or anything in a skate park. In any sport, it's part of the culture to just fail, and then everyone goes, yo, get back up, do it again. Come on, don't wait, don't sit with it. Just do it again, don't worry about it. Give it your all. I love skateboarding and rock climbing for that example, because people will work on one specific thing, either a trick or a certain route, for a long time, failing day after day after day, but knowing that one day they'll land it. And it fucking hurts. Like in skateboarding, fuck, you take some bad falls and shit. But like literally those videos, it's stupid, but they can bring me to tears. Like if I'm watching a video of a guy trying to jump a set of stairs, like a super long set of stairs or whatever, and failing and failing and failing, and you start to feel for them, you know? And you can see how it's affecting them. But then if they never stop, if they keep trying, then they eventually pull it off. You're like, fuck yeah. Smells pretty good. And that's because when there's drive involved with the failing, then you see it. You see the passion involved. You see that desire that that person had to succeed. And slash, you can see that for yourself. If you go and chase after it with desire, with passion, then that drive is what makes it all impressive, whether you care or not that people witness it. I'm gonna take this sip before I spill on myself. Still too hot to taste it. And so hot I burnt myself. Jesus. I was trying to like get off the top. Anyways, when you have your drive, your passion involved, then that failure doesn't fucking matter at all. Because everyone sees it and goes, holy shit, and you got back up again. And I say everyone sees it because I feel like I'm trying to use the fact that you see that in others, but I simultaneously don't give a shit about what anyone thinks, because who cares? All I care about is that you see that for yourself too. That you see your drive and passion as a worth it reason to fail. That you see your own attempt and go, oh fuck, it's close, man. I gotta figure out this next thing. I gotta figure it out. I wanna go after it. Now, I'm not talking just skateboarding, fucking rock climbing. You don't have to do like a sport for that. I'm still talking even career, relationship. I'm talking whatever little passion project you have or hobby that you have, thing you've been wanting to try. Anything you've been wanting to try, but every time you kind of hold back because you're afraid you're gonna fail. If it's something you have a passion towards, failing is good. So instead of going into it going, I'm gonna wait until I'm perfect, gonna wait until I figure it all out so that it never fails. Go into it failing. Go into it fucking failing. You're gonna learn 10 times faster. So if you're someone that wants to wait until you're ready, until you're perfect to do the thing, that amount of time it's gonna take you to get there would be much shorter if you just go at it and fail. Fail and learn. Every time you fail, you gotta try to learn. Look for the lesson. Look for what you could have done better. Altogether in life, I think that makes it worth it. I live for failures. I love a failure because it means I tried something. Playing it safe is fucking boring. You lose all passion by playing it safe, which is like, it's fine to play it safe in certain areas. When I'm talking about going for the failure, I'm talking about something you're passionate about, whether that's your career or not. I am really shaky, Jesus. It's all right, still the same coffee as last time, so I think I need to finish it. I think it's losing flavor. I'm way too shaky too. It makes me really sad when I see people that are afraid to fail. When I see people that want to get it right and only will try it if they get it right. Because, well, odds are, first of all, you're gonna fail regardless. So get the fail out of the way. Seneca said, try again, fail again. Fail better. I know random ass quotes here and there, ADHD, but yeah, try again, fail better. Learn, try again, fail. Learn, cool, try again, fail. Learn even more, cool. And try that nonstop. And the truth is, when you're aiming for mastery, the more you discover what it actually means to become a master of anything, to master a thing, a craft, a sport, anything, to master something, the further in you get, the more you learn that you'll actually never master. That actually mastering something is impossible. Because the day you feel like you have reached the end, that you know it all, there's still more to learn. There's still more to try and fail. There's still further to push the envelope. That's why failing and making mistakes is actually what you want to not be afraid of. Aim for it. If you're starting something, aim for it so that you get the lesson right away. Aim for the fail, get the lesson, cool. Don't do a failure that you already know the lesson before failing. That would be a little counterintuitive, but give it your best shot and welcome the instant failure, the lack of it working out, or it not working out perfect like you wish you would. Go into it with that energy so that you just do it, you just get it out of the way. Also, the thing about that is we tend to be really fucking hard on ourselves. So if I'm waiting for perfection, not only am I not gonna be happy with the failure in itself, if I do okay because I aim for perfection, it's not gonna be good. I'm not gonna accept it and I won't do anything about it. I'll just let it go. Ah, fuck. No, never mind. That wasn't the perfect one. And that's because we're so hard on ourselves. You expect of yourself to never fail, to just get it right. But look back at your life. Look back at the lessons you've learned and then try to figure out how many lessons you learned from succeeding. Look at everything and what did you learn from succeeding at trying something? And out of all the lessons, look at what you learned from failures. What failures taught you the biggest lessons? Hopefully you try to learn the good lesson, because the thing about it is once you go out and fail, if you're like, okay, I welcome failure. If all you do after that is get a negative lesson from it, I suck. I wasn't gonna be good enough. I never had the strength. If all you do is use the lesson as a negative thing, well then you're failing again, but you're not gonna get progress from that. Your goal is to find the positive out of every failure, not the negative. It's never true that you suck. It's never true. Or better yet, it's true and just accept it and do it until you don't. Just go, okay, fine, I suck. So what? I'll keep sucking. Don't. I'm immature. Okay. Yeah, literally just go, fuck it. I'll keep failing. I even suggest that to anyone that starts a job. I say, because everyone's so nervous when you start a new job. Shit, I gotta show up and look like I have it all together and like I know everything that they're asking of me. In reality, you just showed up to a job that knows that you don't know it all. And if a job ever expected you to know it all on day one, to be perfect on day one, that would be a bad job and I would say get the fuck out. So I tell people, fuck it up on your first day. Fuck it up on your first week. Just keep fucking it up and going, shit, hey, I made this mistake. Can you help me out with this? What's the way that I do this where I don't fail like this? Where I don't end up with this result? I don't want to make this mistake again. I'm sorry, I'm new. And that's like the best. You have a fucking excuse for yourself. You're new. So everyone's gonna go, oh, right, you're new, okay, sure. Hey, let me show you this or let me help. Don't go into it thinking you have to be perfect because, well, like I said, if anyone expects perfection of you, just like I don't think you expecting perfection of you is a good thing, I don't think if anyone expects perfection of you is a good thing. I think it's a pretty bad thing. I think it says something about them. And now we fall in the territory of like parents or family, immediate family, people that expect good of you. I think if anyone expects perfection, then you have to make a statement after you make that decision for yourself to welcome failing, to welcome making mistakes as a learning tool. Then you have to make that the statement and say, hey, actually, I'm only gonna learn if I fail. I need to fail at this to learn it. So please allow me to not be perfect. Please allow me the time and mistakes. I want to do this the way you want, but I can't be perfect. And if I try that, I'll never reach that. So allow these failures, please. And if you don't want to try something and they're expecting you to do that, that's a whole different conversation that I don't think I'll make a video on because I've never had someone force me to do any life thing that I didn't want to do. Everyone tried to convince me not to act. Shit, here we are. Almost 14 years later. And yeah, my life has been what anybody else wouldn't have believed. So, and it hasn't even been that grand. It's just definitely been, if I had listened to everyone saying, you're gonna fail at this, just give up. Go do something you're good at, like math. Go be an accountant. That was the fucking suggestion. I was like, hey, I wanna be an actor. And they were like, you're really good at math. You should be an accountant. Not like, you could be someone that creates the next mathematical formula. You could figure out something so crazy. Go be an accountant. So I was like, nah, I'm good, thanks. I think I'm gonna go with whatever I wanna do. And then my last point with all this failing thing, make it a point to show everyone that through failure and learning, you're gonna end up fucking actually learning and succeeding. Because the more you fail, the more you're bound to succeed eventually. If you keep trying to learn a lesson every time you fail, then you're bound to get better. Then you're bound to succeed at it, do it well. If anyone's on your case about, hey, you're gonna fail this, after a while you get to go, hey, you were right. I failed a ton, but I didn't fail like you thought I would. And now I've achieved this, and I can do this, and I'm capable of this. And I'll keep failing more because I wanna do more with this. I'm not done. I'm gonna keep going. There's so much more to learn. I'll never be done. So I think in life, we shouldn't be so afraid of mistakes and failures. It's okay. We all experience loss. We all experience not losing hope. We all experience having something crash on us. And the more you try to save yourself from that, ironically, the more you're gonna feel that. Because if I'm afraid of every failure, when I do fail, inevitably, they hurt a lot more. But when I learn to fall on that mat or trust my rope, then my fall is just a normal fall. and I learn and I try again and I fucking succeed. Yeah, instead of asking you to do all the like, comment, subscribe thing, YouTube only cares if you watch more videos. That's like their biggest thing. So if you want to watch more of me talking about mental health and stuff, you can click right here. And I'm gonna let you have a good day for this one. I'm gonna finish this coffee that I barely drank. Hopefully it's good. It has a much better flavor now, yeah. And I'm gonna go and fail at a bunch more shit until the next one. Maybe I failed at this, who knows? You let me know. Bye.